Hello everyone, Lily the Deck Harlot here. Welcome to my channel, and for those returning viewers, welcome back. And today I thought I would do a video on the decks I've used in March. And I'll just say, like, as some of you have probably noticed if you subscribe to my channel, is that I've been posting videos on my tarot and oracle deck collections. And there's actually 2 more coming up, I think, maybe 3. So it made me realize that I actually have a lot of decks. And anyway, doing these videos has brought home the fact that I need to start looking at my decks more closely and decide to use them or try them out again. And this is basically a result of what I've been doing. Is every week I've been going through my pile of tarot and oracle decks, and I've been picking decks to work with for that week. And a lot of my method actually is I've been using the nesting doll reading technique from Ouroboros that she posted a few months ago, and that's basically what I've been doing as my weekly reading. And I use 2 decks, 2 tarot decks, and I might add an oracle card to that. And I basically do a reading with 1 deck at the beginning of the week, and then I use a 2nd deck to add clarification throughout the week, and along with an oracle card. And yeah, so basically I've been looking at some of my decks and to get a feel if they are decks that I want to keep. Did they read well for me now compared to when I got them, and do I still like them is one of the things. And some of my choices, actually, I'm looking at some of the decks that I acquired, and I'm thinking, like, what was I thinking, or why did I think it would be a good deck for me, and is it gonna continue to be a good deck for me from now on? So having said that, so let's get started. So one of the decks I pulled out is the Housewives Tarot, and it's a cheeky deck, I think. I still like it. Did I get good readings from it? Actually, I have to say they weren't too bad, but some of them, like, I find either I didn't get the image properly, or so. But it's still, it's still a fun deck, if a little bit quirky. And I've decided this is going to go into my maybe pile. Like, it was okay, I still liked it. And so along with that deck, I actually used the Sakki-Sakki Tarot. And this is a new deck that came into my collection. And these are the backs. Sorry for the glare. And this was actually kind of fun too. And this, the thing about this deck is that you have the symbols, but then you have a lot of it behind it is abstract. And depending on the card, I think this is a nice 6 of Cups. And anyway, the thing is I like the art enough in that deck. And some cards, in the minors, people don't have any heads, which can be funny. So, and this is in my keep pile for now. Next is the Delos Tarot. And I'm a big fan of Rider-Waite, and this deck just worked for me. I think it's cute, and because it is a Rider-Waite clone, you know, it's basically, I call it like a childish version of the Rider-Waite. Because it, you know, the art does have that childish charm, I would say. And I'm not saying this in a bad way. And it's, you know, I love it. So this is a keeper. With that deck, I was using the Everyday Tarot. And it's another one. It's, the art is simple. It's easy to see the message. It's, you know, it's pretty faithful to the Rider-Waite. I love the limited palette of gold and purple. And, you know, it was a good reader. And it's not an expensive deck, but what I like about it is, you know, I like the size. You know, if you compare size. And I have small hands, so I don't like cards that are too big because it's hard for me to shuffle. What else do I have? Then I pulled out a deck that I had never worked with so much, but it's been in my collection for a while, but I got it out of a trade, and it's the Osho Zen. And when I pulled this out, like, I actually pulled out the guidebook and I was reading the guidebook with it, and this deck did not resonate with me very much, especially after reading the book. Maybe I should just have held off, but they changed, like this, you know, they changed the meaning of some of the cards. Like, this is the moon, which they changed to past lives, and I can't make the connection. Rainbows, this, you know, the symbol is rainbows here, which is pentacles. And a lot of the, and you know, a lot of this, like all the swords, have to do with not having a clear mind, whatever that means. You know, it was all about, you know, not meditating and, you know, not being clear. It's, well, you know, like, it does make sense. It's not the way I think about tarot and tarot cards. Maybe I'm wondering if I'm getting too set in my ways when I, you know, anyway, so this will not be a keeper. This is one I'm going to get rid of. And the next one, but along with that one, I was using the Centennial in a thin. And, you know, we've all seen these cards. And like I said, you know, like the Rider-Waite Smith is the deck I read with if I'm going to be reading with other people. So, you know, the images are what you expect. And the coloring in this card, in this deck is really nice. And it's not as harsh as the original with the played back. Next I'm going to be talking about is the Golden Thread Tarot. And this is another deck that I really like because of I like the line work. I mentioned this before. And again, you know, it's pretty faithful to Rider-Waite Smith. you know, this, because of the plastic stock, it's easy to shuffle. I find it's like, especially if you like to riffle shuffle. So, and yes, I am going to keep this one. Now let's talk about oracle decks. Because I wasn't using them so much, I kept, you know, like I would work with them over several weeks, like maybe 2 weeks instead of one, like the oracle decks. And on one of the weeks that I was using this, I don't have the cover anymore, but it's the crystal deck, which is basically you pick a card and it talks, you know, it's basically talks about a crystal. It's got keywords, gives you a little bit of a description on the crystal itself, and then at the back you have more information, and gives you like its properties, what it's good for, its healing properties, and divinatory meaning. And this is why I really like this deck. It's because of the divination. So you can use it for divination and readings, although that's not really the way I was using it. I was mostly picking it up. I would pick one card and, you know, look at the keywords and the divinatory meaning. I'm not that knowledgeable about crystals, although it is something that eventually I want to learn more about. But right now I've got other things to learn, so it's a little bit on the back burner, but I do like this deck. And then the next one that I was using was the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit. And I pulled this one out because I bought it as a first edition from Kim Krantz when she published it. And it was another one of those decks, like, well, anyway, it was another one of those decks that I got and I did not get. Like, I mean, I couldn't understand it. Like, I like the art, but they don't speak to me. And so anyway, in the last couple of weeks, I was using it as an oracle card. I actually used it in 1 or 2 readings. And I was using the guidebook quite extensively. And this is the guidebook that was sold separately. I never got the mass market edition, so I don't know if the guidebook is the same, but it's basically, she separated the books by the element, and like each card has their own element here, and it's not even within elements, it's not even alphabetized, so you're always, you know, like if I look here, I'm looking at the water, and it's like crocodile, fish, starfish, octopus, beaver, oyster, turtle. Like, it's doesn't make sense to me why it wouldn't be alphabetized. And for each card you have what they talk about. Like, you know, she has a couple keywords of what the animal does, and then she's got a little bit of an explanation and basically what the card tells you to do or not do. And a lot of it is, I found, was like personality type. Like, it would be something that you would do, you know, as part of your personality, if that makes sense. And then at the bottom you have when in balance, when out of balance, and to bring into balance. So I'll just give you how about we look at the swan here, which is this card here. So the swan is effortless creativity, sensitive, mystic, elegant power. The swan represents heightened creativity in Hindu mythology. The goddess Saraswati, the embodiment of language, creativity, and artistry, rides on the back of this graceful creature, the swan. The swan is ready to take us there to the fluid realm of writing, creating, and reflecting. This potent and healing energy is not to be taken for granted or taken lightly. When the swan cart appears, your soul is calling for attention, for soul time. An inner voice is waiting to be heard, an inner vision likely to be revealed. So, when in balance, infinite creative power. When out of balance, agitated, snippy, lacking vision. To bring into balance, solo time and writing. Well, that's nice. Anyway, can I say I did not connect even with the book? And it's like the wild unknown. Like, I think this deck might work better if it had the keywords on it. Now, and this is where, this is a dilemma. Do I want to, if I wrote, would I want to write the keywords on it? Yes, I would. But this is an indie deck that was expensive, plus the book. And, I don't think I want to, maybe I probably rather would buy a mass market and maybe write the keywords on it. But at the end of the day, I don't like the deck that much. And I mean, I like the art and everything, but it doesn't speak to me. And I think this is beginning to fall. Like, it's one of those things that now I'm realizing that I don't resonate well with animal decks. And, this is one of those things where, unfortunately, I think this deck will be going in the go away pile. And I think that's it. I've covered all the decks I have this month. Yep. So I'm going to end this here by saying have a nice day, and until next time.